All right, here we go. So, like I say, I wasn't whining. I had a busy day, but I'm excited to be on the call tonight for a lot of reasons. This is Bob Torsi, and just in case you dialed the wrong number, this is the Tuesday night Nextel Company overview, so we're going to do this relatively quickly. I do it quickly with the last few ounces of energy I've got in the day, and I'm going to share this with you all. And we always begin not only with the welcome to the call, but we ask the question about why are things the way they are, and do we ever wonder how many why there are so many people out there with all these diseases? And you turn on the TV and all you see is commercials for drugs. There's a new drug and a new disease. Oh my goodness! And everybody knows somebody that's suffering from one or more diseases or maladies, and we also all agree that without our health, life can be pretty miserable. As a matter of fact, you don't have much of a life when you're really sick. So we ask the question: is there a viable solution to all this? And our answer, as always, is absolutely. It's called cannabidiol, or CBD. And if you remember the video, after thousands of years of successful health and wellness applications, let's just say we got to blame them for a moment that our government and a few titans of industry thought that it was in their best interest to remove cannabis from its position as a method to treat physical disorders naturally. What were they thinking? They demonized it. They criminalized it. Those characters gave little consideration, if any, to the fact that the result of their actions was the deprivation of our endocannabinoid system. Of course, back then they didn't know about the endocannabinoid system, but we're going to blame them anyway. That this system is responsible for influencing and stimulating homeostasis, or balance in our immune and our nervous systems. Okay, so it all works together. And that's what we need in our life. All we needed was a little bit of CBD, and the world would have been a better place, and it's still going to be a better place. So during our brief company overview tonight, we're going to explain how our company, Nextel, is going to enable each of us to be a part of a really tremendous story. A lot of people don't have the vision to even see this or feel this. They can't even imagine it. So they're listening to me going, what in the world is this guy talking about? Hang in here. We're going to be telling a story about the return of a natural essential oil. It's hemp oil, and we call it cannabidiol. For the guests who are on the call we haven't met, we will do this someday. My name is Bob Torsi. I always claim that I love what I do because I do. If you're on the call Saturday, I started to get concerned about how much I loved it because I like to lift people up, and I don't like it when people are frustrated and when people are disappointed and when people are having a rough time. And we're trying to do all these things, and Roy and I shared some opportunities with you. And we're going to do that tonight. So anyway, I've been with Steve Smith. I'm going to talk to you about Steve in a minute. For over 25 years, that's a long time to do anything. Oh, by the way, especially to be friends with Steve. What a handful he is, and he says worse about me. I love you, Steve. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about three primary topics. Number one, what is Nextel and what do we do? Number two, what is our product offering and their benefits? And then we're going to talk about the financial benefit to you and how to get started, okay? So by the end of the presentation, you're going to have enough information to decide to accept our invitation to be a part of this movement and our lucrative business. The timing is right, so let's get started. We do this a couple times a week, and I do this a couple times a day. I had a blast today. I broke into my consult. I had a little consulting thing. And I started to tell everybody. They asked me, what do I do when I'm not doing this? And I tell everybody in Nextel, well, when I'm not doing this, I do that. So anyway, we'll get started. Let's talk about Nextel. Name of the company is Nextel, NEX capital CEO. Headquartered in Austin, Texas. The name is given to the company by Steve Smith, our founder and CEO. And Steve was also the co-architect of the highly successful marketing phenomenon, Nextel Communications, Inc. of Dallas, Texas. A lot of you remember them. Nextel was the fastest growing relationship marketing that achieved $1.5 billion in revenue in just a few short years and was the youngest company publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. I remember it well. I watched it May 10th, 1996. blew my mind. By the way, we made $1 billion, excuse me, with a B, faster than Microsoft did. You got to check that out. He knew early on that the product would emerge. Any product, he didn't know what it was, but there'd be a product that would emerge that would have the same influence and success of Excel. So he calls this Nextel, like the next Excel. And that product emerged, and as mentioned before, it's kind of a dial, and it's trending as we speak. Company entered the health and wellness space, and what we do is we offer an incredible line of products containing CBD, this essential oil extracted from hemp plants. A little bit more about that in a minute. Now, like I said before, a lot of this is on the video. Most of you should have seen the video. That's what we instruct everybody to do. Get your friends to go onto your website, watch the video, tell them you're going to call them back, or call you back with their excitement. And if you don't hear back from them, that you're going to call them and assess their interest. All right. Now, once again about the video, don't underestimate the power of a third-party influence. They see this. Like I saw it on TV, it must be real. If they see it online, they see the video, tell us a little bit of the history and what we're all about. Get your guests to get on the call. Get them to listen to this. This is a very innocuous conversation. That's all I do. I'm just having fun telling you about what I like and what we're doing. All right? So, by the way, if you're a guest and you decide that you want to be a part of us, that video is the way you're going to get started, too. You say, hey, what are you doing? Hey, listen, I can't tell you. I'm going to send you to a website. Will you watch this, please? We'll talk in a little while. All right? So all we're going to do is we're going to get people looking at this, and then we'll show you what happens after that. Don't worry. If you show one person the video, you're not going to get rich. Okay? So we got to do that a lot, and I'm going to tell you that at the end of the night. Okay, so in order to control what I call the confusion of information overload, as it points to the hand too much information, everything that you're ultimately going to need to know is going to be available through the online training, and we're brushing up on that. We've made some incredible enhancements, especially as it relates to your responsibilities. It's a lot simpler than it was before. And you'll hear a lot of this on our Saturday calls. We call it the coffee hour. And don't worry, it's 10 a.m. Central Time, and it never takes an hour, okay? We're going to have some live sessions from time to time. And you got your leadership team, and they're there. Reach out to them. They're not going to hunt you down. If you've got 100 people in the organization or 300 people in the organization, you can't sit here all day and say, yo, do you need any help? This is an organization of people who own their own business. They're independent reps. They're not buying a lottery ticket. And nothing happens unless they reach out. Anybody calls me, they're going to talk to me. And if they don't, I'm going to speak with somebody else who's calling us. That's the way this thing works, okay? So your upline, by the way, that's our jargon for the leadership team. Those are all the people who became a part of the organization before you did, your sponsor, their sponsor, et cetera, et cetera. And they've all got the responsibility, by the way, to help you. And they're going to demonstrate their willingness to do so. But you got to reach out to them. They're not mind readers. But if they've got a lot of people in the organization, many of us do, it's not as simple as you think to go out there and hunt people down. You never get in touch with them. Everybody's working or they're doing it, or they're sitting on the call with me. Okay. So here now we told you a little bit about Nextel. That's all you need to know. You can check this out. And we're going to talk about topic number 2. What are our products and what are the benefits? Okay, so you have to be living in a cave not to know what's happening here. And some people just don't pay attention. It's not that they live in a cave, but all over the news. And we'll talk about that shortly. There have been historic events happening lately. Forecast of epic proportions and predictions, let's say that too. They're being reported every day in the news. And if they're not on prime time or whatever the heck it is, all you got to do is go online and start to Google this stuff, and it's going to start to come at you. And then what you have to do is make up your mind, where do you go? Because there's a lot of action out there. Times change, laws change. For example, CBD is legal in all 50 states. There's a reason for that. It's grown from hemp, and the farm law, Section 7606, says this: hemp oil or oil derived from hemp plants that contain less than 0.3% of THC. I'll tell you about that. Is legal to grow, to harvest and sell, and that's why it's happy. It's a real happy business. Forbes, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, and the Wall Street Journal, they all report growth in the legal cannabis market, and they say it's phenomenal. The industry's forecast to be about a $57 billion business. Roy just posted this in the back office. Rolling Stone, they got something to say about everybody. They've been around a long, long time. I remember when they first came out. I was in college, and it was in the 60s. It was all about rock and roll and all that kind of stuff that was going on then. But they've been chasing cannabis for a long time. They make a statement that by 2022, of that forecast, we're going to reach about $22 billion. That is a whole lot of people bigger than Excel. That is a whole lot of companies that make Excel look small. I mean, like, probably 15 or 20 of them. All right, now, not only is that a lot of CBD, not only is that a lot of money, that's a lot of CBD, but what I focus upon, and that's a part of our story, is the fact that it's going to help millions and millions of people. It's going to change the quality of their lives because of the influence that we have on those people, because we're going to take the word to them. Less than 7% of the population, oh, by the way, it's 25 million people, know about CBD. A lot of them may have heard of it. They still don't know what it is because they're not taking the time to check it out. But a lot of things have changed, and even in the United States. I love this country, but I was talking about the government before and what were they thinking and all that stuff. They just set us up for something to happen in 2018 is what they did. So I can't call them bandits anymore. I just say, holy moly, times do change, and there's an opportunity associated with it. So how's the government embracing it today? Well, the FDA, everybody knows how powerful the FDA is. They approved on June 25th the use and sale of Epidiolex, which happens to be a product with CBD derivatives in it. And it treats Dravet's disease, and that's a strain of epilepsy, which, by the way, nasty stuff. It's resistant to most of the treatments that are out there. And that's just the beginning. So I always ask the question, if they've already approved it for Dravet's disease, and it's a nasty disease, don't you think it's just a matter of time that they're going to tell everybody, man, why don't you get a hold of this, that all you can will cut down the cost of health care? Well, follow the money. There are a lot of people that don't want to cut down on the cost of health care. There are a lot of people that don't want us taking God's food. They want to give us drugs. Okay, so just hang in here with me. I speak openly because this is the way I feel. I'm convinced, and it's the truth. If you need drugs, we'll get drugs. We won't let you die. You got to, it's triage. Whatever it takes to keep you going, do it. But if you can change the quality of your life by taking an oil, my goodness. Fish oil was popular for a time, but it doesn't do anything compared to CBD. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the product. CBD is not to be confused with THC. For those of us who were hanging out in the 50s and 60s, they were talking about beatniks and marijuana and all this reefer. It was just unbelievable. THC is the psychocannabinoid that's present in marijuana. CBD is pure. It's pure. That's what's really cool about it. All right, I'm going to tell you where it's made and how it happens and all that. Hang on, I just had to get up. I've been on this computer all day long. I got to plug it in, or I'll forget what I have to tell you. I've always got my notes here because if I get tired and stupid, and every now and then that happens, I just don't want to lose you. Hang on. Yes. Beauty of a plug. Okay. So I was stammering a little bit on CBD is pure, but it's a pure processed hemp oil that provides powerful, essential benefits to each of us. All right, everybody's going to feel a little bit different, but there are no psychocannabinoids in it. Okay, so, and you're going to find all this information on the website and when we do our trainings. And you just pay attention. You don't have to know all this today. Keep it simple. I'm a protege of Steve Smith. I had a little conversation the other day about the difference between easy and simple. We're going to get there in a minute. Well, what's the driver behind the acceptance of this product? The answer is CBD works. My friend Dave Gross is here. He gives all the glory to God and the power of prayer and CBD. You know, he didn't say he eats waffles every day and he drinks a certain kind of whiskey. None of that. No. God, CBD. CBD is God's food. It's just a beautiful thing. You don't have to become theistic or anything like that, but I'll tell you what, he's got a faith that's powerful, and he's taking CBD. It works for a lot of other people. It works for me. I sleep all night. I get up in the morning. I feel better. I'm still going from 5 o'clock this morning at 20 after 9. I'm 70 years old. I got the energy of a 40-year-old for that sense. As a matter of fact, I got more energy today. I'll tell you about that later. Okay, so a lot of the people have been talking about the way it works. They're all talking about, their own testimonial. This is what I used to have. This is what happens today. Some people just say it's an improved feeling of wellness. I just feel good. All right? There are people out there with remarkable reductions in some of the symptoms. I used to have they say, I used to have this arthritis in my wrist or in my back, or I was in a wreck or whatever, and they're taking the CBD and those things have gone away. And there are some people out there who have experienced unmistakable remission. You know what that means. None of us can say it cures anything, but, there will come a time when it's going to be obvious. And like I said before, the results are different for each of us, but the results are real. You got to try it. If you're not on it, you better be trying it and do it. I'm asking everybody today, have you taken your CBD today? People actually respond to that. What CBD? What are you talking about? What? And all you got to do is get a conversation going. Because our mission is to spread the word and increase the awareness of the powerful solution. Let's get into the current products. So our signature products, we got a lot of products. We're going to talk about our categorical products. We've got sublingual tincture. Take an eye drop before under your bed. Under your tongue. I do that before bed. Gel caps in the morning. I take 2 of those, and then we got this soothing topical salve. I've seen that salve work in a matter of minutes. And if you don't start telling people that, they're not going to say, well, give me some. You got to say, I'm telling you, it doesn't work for the same for everybody, but you got to give it a shot. Just try it. That's what you got to do. Each product's got its own application. They're a little bit different. Some people don't like to take pills. Some people don't like oil. You're not going to mind our oil, by the way. It is so pure and oh my goodness. All right? But you got to get people to try it. Tell them the story. All of our products are THC-free. They're polycannabinoid rich. Be a product of the product so that you can tell your own story. What story is more powerful than your mouth? You say, I want to tell you my truth. What happened to me? People are going to look and they're going to say, are you kidding me? And you're going to go, would I kid you? Come on. I never know my life. All of our products are manufactured and supplied to us by the largest cultivar and processor in the country. It's all happening out in Colorado. All of our products, as I mentioned, are safe. They're pure. They're full spectrum. We don't have to get into that chemistry tonight. But there are over 113. I don't think they've really put the finger on all of them. Of these cannabinoids in cannabis, and about 40 some odd terpenes, and you don't have to know that either. THC, by the way, the one that messed up this whole deal. It's one of those 113. A little history I picked up along the way. Anyway, these products are manufactured using our patent-pending nano-emulsion technology. We make things smaller. Nano, say that, okay? And because it's smaller and it's water-soluble, it increases absorption and efficacy. We want it to work. We want it to work now, and we want it to work for a period of time. Our nano-emulsion technology takes care of that. Oh, by the way, I hate to say it, but they're fairly priced. They are very, very competitive, and they're still better than all the rest. I'll stake my name on it. Just wait until you experience it for yourself. Just get it out there. People are going to go, holy moly, what have I been thinking? All right? So now we covered the products. We covered the company. Now we're going to spend a little bit of time on the third topic. So why would you want to even care? if all you want to be is a customer, I'm going to show you how you can become a managing representative, whether you want to build a business or not, and you can buy your products at wholesale. All right? Everybody likes to save money. Let's figure out how to do it. You join Costco so you can buy things, and you got to buy a lot of it, but you go there, you got a lot of deals, cost you $100, whatever it is. Ours costs a little bit more, but we're saving you life. You're going to cost you buying steak and junk food half the time, and old vegetables. Stick with the organic stuff, and you'll live a lot longer. Okay, to watch. So what's in it for you financially? So every company like ours obviously has a pay plan. We call it a comp plan, compensation plan. And as unique and comprehensive as the plan is, it's not rocket science. A lot of people are all confused because they're spending too much time trying to figure out the comp plan. Forget the darn thing. This is an activity anybody can do if you've got the desire and the discipline to learn it over time, but you got to get involved in some activity. And I'm going to tell you what that is. We're going to coach you through the whole process, by the way, all right? You're not going to come to one school and say, okay, this is the way it works, da-da-da, and go home. The one-day shot of training is pretty tough. So we got to spoon-feed this information to everybody because as I've been talking about the business for a long time, this is a people business. That's the good news and the bad news. Good news is a people business. The bad news is, oh, my God, we got to deal with people. I mean, we know people, right? We're all nuts. And the fact of the matter is everybody learns at a different pace. We all can't be nuclear physicists. We've got people out there from all walks of life. We call it the level playing field. We teach everybody the same basics. If you want to go out there and get elaborate, go out and get elaborate. Go back to college, become a doctor if you want to do that. You don't have to do that in this business, and you can still get to be seriously wealthy, all right? I mean, I was blessed. I've got a great education, banged out a couple of degrees. I don't even use those degrees. What do I use from school? My experience, the discipline, to take the time to learn a few courses. Most people who go out there and are blessed with an education usually don't get into that field anyway. You go there to become a teacher, next thing you know, you're a lawyer, you're in law school. You get to be a lawyer, you wind up a teacher. All right? I was studying to be a teacher. I wound up in business. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing here, but I sure do love it. Okay? Talking about business, what's our business? It's called relationship marketing. Steve called me up. I'm getting the band back together. Are you in? I said, yeah. Okay. Well, what are we doing? He said, well, we're going to sell CBD. I said, man, I've been taking CBD for all I know what it is. Relationship marketing. I got involved because I had a relationship with Steve Smith. And a lot of people have a relationship with me. Doc Pearson, good friend of mine. He's an MD. Everybody ought to know Doc by now. But anyway, he's got his hands full. Makes a lot of money. He's an integrative medical specialist, and he just goes out there talking to people about CBD. All right? The other business that we're in, we call it referral marketing. We do what we do all the time in this business. We tell people about a great doctor, a great attorney. You ought to see this movie. Have you ever had the pie at this place? You know, there's a new craft brewery in town. Wait until you taste their, Diablo double IPA. Do those people pay us when we refer people to a great thing? That's what's really a beneficent activity of referral marketing. We're going to tell people about things that are good for them. It's a simple model that's based on leverage. And it goes like this. J. Paul Getty said it best. He said, I'd rather have 1% of each of 100, the effort of each of 100 people than 100% of my own. Smart guy. Made a fortune. Everybody knows who Getty is. Our business is based upon that power, and it's the power of a lot of people doing just a little bit of work. Our experience is that so many people out there have this need to know. They got to know everything. I got to know this. They're asking all these serious questions. My God, sometimes I say to people, were you up all night long trying to figure out that question they asked me? Number one, I've never heard the question. Number two, I don't have the answer either. What in the world are you doing? How many people did you talk to this week? None. Oh, yeah. And you're trying to, rip me apart because you don't understand this little detail. You don't need the comp plan unless you start talking to people. That is why we call it a simple business. Okay, so let's keep on going on. Please, level playing field. I don't care what you do, where you've come from. I've been blessed. You've been blessed because you're here. Somebody thought enough about you to get you on the phone call tonight. I don't care if you sit around twiddling your thumbs. You can do this business. Listen to me. You can do this business. All you have to do is want it, okay? A lot of people go out there and say, well, what do I do first? Well, go and talk to your friends and family. I always joke, some of them are going to try to steal your dream, but the fact of the matter is it's a great place to practice. They know you're just getting started. Practice on them. Don't go and call on your doctor today. You don't know enough about that. I still have a rough time doing it, but I know enough to get by because I keep it simple. They get it. They're smart. All right? So anyway, we're not going to focus on the details of the comp plan. All I want to tell you is that's on the website too. We'll teach you a little bit each time. Here we go. Nothing happens in this in this business until customers are gathered. Steve planted a seed in my head a long, long time ago. He watered it, fertilized it, and told me to plant this seed in everybody's mind tonight. We only do two things. Let me say that again. We only do two things in this business. Number one, we register 3 people as customers, and then we ask them to buy the Welcome Essentials, okay? We don't say buy the product. We used to do that. You had to buy like $200 worth of stuff to get 3 customer points. Let's go out there and register 3 people. They're going to get their own portal. Boy, hang in there, man. I'm going to call on you in a minute. I'm starting to run out of gas. But anyway, you ask somebody and you say, listen, you got this pain in your neck. You got a pain here. You don't sleep at night. You got this problem. You got that problem. Are you willing to invest $30 in a sample that'll get you, 3 different forms of the product in the last 10 days if you take them all yourself? If you want to share them with Susan in the last 5 days, that makes sense. Try it. You like it. Just try it. That's what we do. What else do we do? We're going to register them as customers. Whether they buy it or not, we're going to register them as customers. We're going to start sending them, some emails and say, man, have you taken your CBD today? How do you feeling today? You got a pain? Listen to us. We call them Welcome Essentials. They're no longer samples. Everybody's going to make an investment. Oh, by the way, let me back up what I just said. If they don't have the money to buy the sample, the Welcome Essentials, or they just refuse to do it because they want to try it, this is a very, very exciting business when I say it's simple. Steve said, we're going to make the Welcome Essentials a customer point. We got to go out there and gather customer points. Right now, all you got to do is do one, and we're going to trigger our Fast Start bonus. It's worth $100. All right? But when you get 3 and you do it in 10 days, it's going to trigger $200. It's the activity that feeds the machine. And they'll come back and they'll buy. Everybody isn't going to come back and buy, but they're going to be your customers. They're going to get their own portal and everything. So we're going to start with 3. We're going to register 3 customers. If that's all we do for the rest of our lives, some of them are going to become managing representatives. Why would they do that? Because all the managing representatives buy the products that they use for their personal use. They can buy 4 of them a month. If you're going to buy a product for the rest of your life, why not buy it for the least amount of money you can spend? And our pricing at the wholesale level is fantastic. So whenever you hear me or anybody else say, we get 3. Yeah, we're going to go get 3 customers. Are you done? No, you're going to keep on gathering customers. But our first goal, we've got to have an attainable goal. The call to action right now is I want you to focus in on 3 people that you can get to try the product. Ask them if they're willing to spend $30. Yeah, they got to pay some freight. Who cares? And if they don't want to do that, pay it yourself. And if nobody wants to pay for the samples because everybody's broke, or nobody wants to pay for the samples because they're skeptical, you buy them. You get them into their hands. Sign them up on the website so they get to be customers with their own portal. And you're still going to get the money back because we're going to pay that money out as soon as those customer points start coming in. Don't worry about them. As you go into area director, you got to get some more points. Get to be a regional director by that point. You got to be doing some work, okay? But I want you to think about this over a period of time. I mean, people who are sick. You know people that need our help. You just go out there and ask them. If they blow you off, then they're not serious. We've got a saying that we borrowed from this Japanese author. pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Remember that. Pain is inevitable. You're going to hurt at some point in time. But suffering for the rest of your life, that's up to you. You want to do something about it? Are you willing to throw $30 at it? Are you willing to try this product? Yeah, I want to buy all the products you got. If they've got money, let them do it. There are a lot of people that do it. Most of the reps here buy the products every month. Auto ship, a couple $100. Why? Because it works. Okay, so everybody's going to be taught to do the same thing. That's the other thing that we do in the business. We can't do all the work ourselves. Go back to J. Paul Getty. He says, get some help. So we're going to get customer gatherers. We're going to get other people. We're going to teach them to do the same. What do you do in this business? Give a sample under their hands. Find some people you want to talk to. Sign them up on their website. Ask them if they'll buy the product for $29.97 plus the freight. Okay. And if they do it, fine. If they don't, buy it. Get it going so you can get some money in your hand. Why are we interested in getting money in your hand? Because this is a business. We can go out and save the world with CBD, but you ought to get paid to do it. We're not the theater. We're not the attorney. We're not everybody. We're going to get paid because this is a lucrative commerce to do good. That's why I call the company beneficent. Okay? After a while, this thing gets into perpetual motion. We are close, by the way. I was talking to you the other day. I said the business is not easy, but it is simple. Simplicity is a function of the sender. Steve and I and others like us have a culture, and it's almost a mindset on simplicity. That's why we don't want to spend a whole lot of time on complicating anything. So there's a little bit of trust there. And in the beginning, it's difficult because everybody's got to know this stuff. I already told you enough about that. I want you to think about making some part-time money. First of all, think about getting your money back, $500 or $600 a month, and don't worry about being a millionaire. I wasn't worried about being a millionaire, but it happens if you keep on working. All right, you just got to go out there. By the way, hey, Roy, if you're hanging in there. Man, I'm on a roll, but I got to read this little thing. We're going to talk about the promotions. Okay, all right. I just didn't want to think that I forgot about you. I'm thinking, man, I got to get this thing done. Everybody knows the power of 3. You just keep on going. Ultimately, in a 7-level plan, you'd have about 3,200 representatives in a perfect world. It's not a perfect world. We already talked about that. But if they all gather 3 customers, you're going to have almost 10,000 customers. Factor in a few bucks for each one of them. This happens every month if these people are buying. Right now we're pushing a brick with a rope. We can't get out of our own way. A lot of things that we said were simple aren't that simple. It was difficult for people who don't know what to do. I know what to do, and it's challenging for me. Okay. So anyway, product is Nexel. You know who we are. CBD is the product. Growth is only going to come by getting a lot of people to do a lot of work, a little bit of work. That is a lot of work sometimes if you're not talking to people. Secret agents don't do well. All right. So anyway, I will defend. It's not easy, but it is simple for the rest of my life. It's a relative term. Stick with us. We're going to help you out. That's what we do. If you line people up, get them on the call. Just listen to this. I know it's fast, but, inside of a half an hour, we get a lot of people on this call. Some people are going to see it. Some people won't. We're looking for the ones who see it. Is that clear? What's important tonight is that you join us, all right? Ask yourself, hey, suppose this works. Then ask yourself another question. Can I do this? Well, then ask yourself another question. You know anybody who's sick? Can you open up your mouth and say, hey, have you heard of CBD? Man, I'm feeling good. I've been trying it myself. Costs $300 to join, $299.97, $15 a month for administrative service to get your back office. There's all kinds of value there, and you got us here. You don't have to do it alone. The best thing that you can do is get a group of people together. Don't try to build it even with 2 people. You got a whole lot of people out there. You got to do some creative marketing and stay active. If you don't have any money, we'll let you come in. We'll let you come in for nothing. Okay? We get a no-cost deal. We want you on our team. All right? So get on board. We've got a wholesale program all we're going to do is we're going to pay people to get these samples out in other people's hands. And all I know is there's a whole lot of money waiting out there. Steve's sitting on it, waiting for people to go out there and do it. If you don't want to save money and you don't want to make money, you got on the wrong call tonight. But my gosh, there's a lot of value here if you want to change your health, if you want to change your life financially as well. So let's wrap it up. There's a problem out there, lots of sick people. Everybody wants to know if there's a solution. CBD. And I'm sticking to that story. I'm not changing it. I'm Bob Dorsey. For those of you who don't know me, I'm on here a couple times a week. God blesses me, my health. I'm going to keep on doing it. So you know what the product is, you know what the company is, and you know that there's some money in it. Don't try to figure it all out tonight. If you want to join us, we'll help you. I want to thank you for your attention and your interest. Give it the person that invited you tonight. And just do this. Just do this. You don't know me from Adam. If you're a guest, you're going to, who's this guy? You'll be fine. I was in your shoes years ago. It all works out if you work at it, okay? We look forward to having you with us. I've been blessed today, by the way. I always close this way, but before I bless you back, I want to tell you this really quick story. Roy, we're going to do the details at another time. I got to do this. So I got a text today. All I can say, God is my witness. I am reading this from my text. I can't tell everybody who it is because I don't want you to know. But let's just say that a friend of mine that I met back in the Excel day may very well has been responsible for about a third, maybe 40% of the income of our organization. Good guy. Let's just call him Coach, okay? There's a lot of coaches out there. And about a year and a half ago, he got involved in a business, and he asked me to join him. So I did, and I was distracted. I had some changes going on in my life, and I really wasn't focused. I didn't jump on the heat is on thing like so many people should. I had every excuse on the planet why I wasn't doing it. He said, man, this is going to be big. Stick with me, yada, yada, yada. Well, in the meantime, a few months later, that's when I got the call from Steve. Of course, when Steve called, you already heard the story, I jumped in. So here's what this guy sent me Sunday. I was watching football. I didn't do anything on Sunday. Went to church, came back, we had breakfast, and I spent the rest of the day watching ball. I'm an All-American dude. I got this Sunday at 5:05 p.m. And here's a little report, and here's the calculator next to it. And he says this, Bobby, my August income, I'm working harder than I have ever worked. And I look at this report and I almost choked. This is his August income, $129,726.45. So after I caught my breath, I texted him back and I said, Coach, it shows. You deserve every penny of it. And he said, thank you for all your help, brother. Now, why did I tell you that story? He's in another company, maybe 6 months longer than I've been with Excel. He is a hard-working guy. He did not buy a lottery ticket and wake up in August tracking $1 million a year. He did the work. He's incessant when it comes to speaking with people. His enthusiasm, let's just call him indefatigable, or indefatigable, however you want to say it. That just doesn't run out of energy. $130,000 in the month of August? So when I start talking to you about let's get our money back, no, let's do a whole bunch of work. And I don't care what percentage of that number you want. I don't care what percentage of that number you want. 1% is a lot of money, isn't it? So I leave you with this thought. I've not only been blessed with this opportunity in my health and my friends, but I've been blessed with friends that I kind of hang with and we feed off of each other. And I got that little blessing on Sunday. Yes, it blew my mind, but we've got a tremendously, how do we say, abundant society. There's so much here. There's an example, and that guy's as close to me as a brother. What's he doing? He's talking to people. He's getting people to try his product, and he's got a whole lot of people who like it. If he can do it, you can do it, and so can I. So I learned a lesson on Sunday. That was another blessing. I hope you're blessed as well. My time is up. Hey, Roy, thanks for joining me tonight. I ate up the time, but I had to share that story. I want you all to think about that for a minute, and let's see if we can get our butts in gear. Come on. We can do it. See you on Thursday. Bye.